In the month of July, I was in Toronto, the earlier part. From there, I moved to US. From US, I moved to London for some meetings. From London, I came to Nigeria. I arrived in the morning. I left in the afternoon for Ethiopia. From Ethiopia, I flew to Tanzania. From Tanzania, I went to Gambia. I was in Zambia. I was in Zambia for some days, then came back to Lagos. That is how I live my life. I am living my dream. I have a pretty beautiful wife. If you see my wife, you speak in tongues. I'm telling you. She's so cute. She's a fine girl. We've been married 27 years. We have 3 children. My first child is 26. She works in Toronto. The second one read law in Nigeria. She's getting ready for another postgraduate. My son just got to university this year. God has blessed me. I want to tell you how I got from sitting in a class like you to where I am today. What makes it crazy was when I was in your position, I told everybody that cared to listen that would be great. They didn't believe me. But you see, when you know where you're going, it's not a guesswork. I want to tell you what I knew 35 years ago that got me here today. I put on Instagram. You have not following me on Instagram, Facebook. Who are you following? When you follow determines what follows you. Can I say that again? When you follow determines what follows you. If the only person you follow is Portable, your life will be full of walla, 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 walla. And it won't be village people. So this is what I knew. Number 1, discover purpose. I'm going to tell you just 5 things. Then I'll be ready to answer any of your questions. Discover purpose. Purpose is not in the mind of the person, it's the mind of the creator. Your purpose is never your decision. Your purpose is your discovery. Discover purpose. As a student, University of Ibadan, I discovered the call of God upon my life is to pastor and to travel. And I've devoted myself to doing that. Next year, we are celebrating 30 years of our organization with establishment in Europe, in North America, and in Africa. In this city, we have buildings everywhere. We have 2 streets named after our organization. I discover purpose. You need to discover your purpose. That's the first thing. Your purpose is in the mind of your creator. Somebody told me I don't believe in God. What do you mean? I said, well, a class like this, a professor was teaching. The professor said, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in the Bible. One young guy said, excuse me, sir, you don't believe in God? He said, yes. Don't believe in the Bible? The professor said, yes. He said, how come your name is in the Bible? The professor said, my name, I've never seen it before. The guy said, it's there, Psalm chapter 14, verse 1. A fool saying in his heart, there is no God. That's your name, professor. You are Professor Fool. A young girl went to the mom. Mommy, where did we come from? Mommy said, we came from God. Went to the dad. Daddy, where did we come from? Dad said, well, me, I'm a scientist. I'm better than your mom. We were tadpole that became monkey. Monkey became baboon. Baboon became horse. The girl went back to the mom. Mommy, you said we came from God. Daddy said we came from baboon. Which one should I believe? The mother said, well, when I said we came from God, I'm talking about my side of the family. Why did the Bible say, fool say in his heart there is no God? If I prefer it in the Ajayi Crowder's translation called Yoruba Bible, he didn't say a fool, he said, so if you say there is no God, you are not just a fool, you are an ashiwere. Why did he say that? Because the book must be crazy to say there is no author. The poem must be mad to say there is no poet. The chair must be crazy to say there is no furniture maker. Then the creator must be mad to say there is no creator. Prove to me there is a creator. You are the proof there is a creator. Because he made you. Look at me now. How can I come from monkey? Fine boy, no pimples, chubby cheeks, pink lips, and a bald head. Come on. Come on. I can't come from a monkey. It's impossible. Discover purpose. Get close to your God. Discover purpose. Number 2, discover your potentials. God had not made anybody that does not have potential. My potential had always been speaking. I thought it was a problem. Because when I was in secondary school, they wrote my name in a noisemakers list every time. But today I'm being paid for making noise. Years ago, my daughter, when she was a baby, looked at me and said, Daddy, you are going to America again? I said, yes. He said, that America. Then she had not been to America. Now she's been there several times. She said, that America, how far it is? I said, it's very far. I first of all fly to London, then from London fly to America. I said, it's very far. Then she looked at me. She said, how much does it cost to go? At that time, it was 200,000. I said, well, I'll fly to London, say it's about 200,000. Where we used to say I'm staying in hotel, and Hilton Hotel. I said that would be about another 200,000 for the 3 days I'm spending there, because I was to go for 3 days and come back. She looked at me and said, but Daddy, you have money. I said, it's not my money. People are inviting me, they are paying for it. She said, what are you going to do when you go there? I said, I'm going to speak to them. Hey, they are paying all that money for you to just come and talk. I said, I don't think this girl believes in my calling. But now I understand that. Why do people pay that much just to hear me speak? Why do they buy? Let's welcome Pastor Hebe. Good to have you here. I didn't know you were coming here. We could have come together. I said, I don't think this guy believes in my calling. Why do people pay that much just to hear me speak? Up till now, it's a mystery to me. I remember in the month of May, my wife and I, we got a business class ticket to fly to Punta Cana in Dominican Republic to spend the weekend in what you call an all expenses paid resort center, which means that when we got there, any food you want, you just call them, they are bringing it. Your fridge is loaded, you want any other drink, they bring it. Whatever you want, you are paying nothing. Just to go and speak. So you need to discover your talent. People might not appreciate it. Like I said, they write my name in noisemakers list. But I went back to the same secondary school. It was with me when I went there. We wore school uniform. All my mates saw me, they were shocked. You could make it, you could make it. But I was your mate. And they said, boy, we knew you are so busy and so powerful that we didn't know you will come. The same people that wrote my name in noisemakers. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's very, very important for you to make sure you discover your potential. Potential is key. Number 3, develop that potential. No matter how hungry you are, you will not eat rice or beans that is not well cooked. Develop that potential. If yours is speaking to, start to develop your speaking ability. If it's drawing, start to develop it. If it's acting, start to develop it. Develop it. Develop it. And time is of an essence. I'm going to talk about that later on. Number 4, start to display it. Anything you discover, display. Your generation is blessed. You can stay in the corner of your room now with Instagram and TikTok and become a star. Display it. Let the world see it. Let the world see what you're doing. The last time PJ Downs and his lovely wife were in my office, I showed them John chapter 7 when the brother of Jesus came to him. They said, if this thing you are doing, the Passion Translation, if it is true, leave where you are, move to a bigger city so that people can see you. A man that is winking in the dark, he knows he's doing something. Nobody else will know it. If you want people to see it, you come into the light. Display it, and finally develop relationships, because you will soon know that the currency of exchange in this world is relationship. Your net worth is a product of your network. And I need to tell you something. You know, the connection your children will have in the future is a product of the friends you are making today. Don't shortchange them. Years ago, my daughter clocked 21. I put it on Instagram. My daughter is 21 today. This was a few years ago. At the end of the day, she received 400 and something thousand naira. Because all my friends started asking, can we have our account details? I'm burying my dad this weekend. Money from everywhere. Somebody called me and said, send me your mom's account. I wanted to tell him, it's not my mom spending money. They sent my mom hundreds of thousands. I called my mom to confirm. She confirmed. What am I trying to say to you? And I told you how to make those relations. I told you 3 out of 10. Didn't I? Eye contact, handshake. What's the other one? Very important. So develop relationship. But having said all this, the most important thing is time. The earlier you discover your purpose and your potential, then the earlier you can develop it. Years ago at Conference Center, I was dedicating my first book. Sam Adeyemi, Victor Adeyemi, Shola Oduwole, my brother, my parents, my in-laws, everybody was there. When we were down, my dad walked up to me and shook my hand. and said, I'm happy to see what you're doing. You know you got this writing thing from me. I told my dad, I don't believe you. He said, why? I said, if I got it from you, where is your book? Because my dad had not written any book as at then. But what a great man he was. He took up my challenge and started writing. My dad died in July. He had written 14 books. Some of them, thank you, some of them are compulsory reading in primary school in Nigeria. Now that he's there, we need to tell them in the publishing houses so that they can start sending his check to the family account. And I said to myself, if my dad had discovered this early, where would my dad have been by now? The earlier you discover, the better. So I discovered my purpose early as I got into UI. D23, Tether Hall. I took my past executive assistant to see the room some days ago. That is where I was when I believe I had an encounter with God about my purpose. And once I discovered my purpose, I started developing myself. I pioneered the fastest growing fellowship on UI campus in my days. I started developing myself. I became a full-time preacher, a speaker, a part-time student. I'm not saying follow my path, but I discovered, I told the people there, I said, I'll be great. And I'm telling you, if your own is business, when they give you your pocket money, go and use it to buy socks. Then wake up your roommate middle of the night. It's either you people buy socks or you give me food. Which one you go do? That's how to start. The earlier you develop your potential, the better. And then you start to display it. So I started displaying. I started displaying so much that when I was in my final year here, I opened my first office at LA Road. I was living B12, B12, and yet my office was in LA. I spoke at a conference in Futa, where Godman, Kinabi, and all of them were. When I finished, somebody took the cassette, took it to Ilorin. Some people read it, listened to it. The guy came, sent his people to come and look for me. They met me in my office. They didn't know I was a student. They took me to Ilorin. They put me in a big hotel. They put a protocol with me that if I need anything middle of the night, the protocol should supply. By the time I was graduating from here, I got an invitation from Pastor E.A. Adeboye to speak at Redemption Camp. I don't think anybody my age had ever spoken on that platform before. That was the beginning for me. That would not have happened if I had waited to develop and display. I will not be where I am today. No wonder. By the time we graduated in 1996, I've already started my organization. By 1998, I got married at a very old age of 26 to my wife who was 25. All that happened because I discovered early, I develop early, I display early. If you will follow these steps I've just shown you, the sky is not your limit. Your sky is your starting point. Did you get anything I've said today? Put your hands together if you have. So, and after that, my wife read chemical engineering in Ife, but I told her she needs to go to real school. So she came to UI to do masters in human relations. Today she has several certifications. And vision is very powerful. I was 45 when I fulfilled my dream of going to Harvard for a certification course in Boston, Massachusetts. The greater university is the University of Ibadan anyway, but it's good for you to keep on improving yourself. You can live your dream. Follow these steps. It makes all the difference. Are you happy you came? Are you happy I came? Because for me to come, it takes a lot. My wife is running a program today to celebrate her birthday, and I left there for another of my daughter who was 50. I spoke there. This is my third meeting today, and that is not unusual. That's what I do every day of my life. But I'm a blessed man, and I'm grateful to God. All right.